What's up YouTube, I'm just another guy and welcome back to Ebbsfleet United. So here we are 6 months into our first season in the Football League, and a little bit to talk about before we go into the league table. We decided to give Richard Levitt the captain's armband and give Michael West the vice captain role. One of the reasons I gave Richard Levitt the captain's armband was because he is someone I envision being here for a long time. Not only that though, he has got decent stats for a captain as well, you know, good leadership, good determination as well. But not only that, he is currently wanted by a lot of teams yet again. We had people like Newcastle, like West Brom, throwing around large amounts of money again this summer to try and see if they could unsettle him and get him to leave the side. And by giving him the captain's armband, hopefully what that will do is that will sort of deter him from leaving, sort of put him off saying, I want to leave the club, because as a captain you're meant to set the example. I hope that's what happens anyway. I hope, he never says he really wants to leave. But for now, he's captain and he's leader of the team, and hopefully he'll lead by example, as I say, and not want to leave the side in the future. Also, before we go into the league table, I want to sort of give you an idea of where we were meant to finish at the beginning of the season. The media predicted us to finish 11th, which is alright, decent, mid-table. And the start of the season, if you'd have said I'd have got, 11th or even 10th or 12th or something like that, I'd have said, yeah, that's pretty good. It gives us in a decent position to build on, and then next season we can maybe push on for promotion. But things haven't really turned out that way. Currently find ourselves top of the table. Yes, I tried, turning it on you, tried thinking we were down low, but no, we're currently top of the table. We're smashing this division to bits. It's looking like back-to-back promotions this season. 14 wins, 5 draws, 4 defeats. The drawn lowest defeats in the league, only matched by Chesterfield. 54 goals scored, which is the highest in the division and is one of the main reasons we're currently top of the table. And 34 goals conceded, which is pretty decent as well. Sorry, not pretty decent. It's one of the worst, as you can see. One of the main reasons we are actually at the top is because of our strike force, and it's because of a new signing, which I will go into right now. But things are looking pretty good there, and if we don't get promoted this season, I'd say it was a bad year for us, which is a bit strange considering at the start of the season, if we'd have got mid-table, maybe even made a slight push for the playoffs, I would have been more than happy to have taken that. But now, expectations have changed. But into the transfers, so we'll go to the outs. Nothing really happened. We loaned out, we released a lot of them players, as I said I would. I loaned out a few key players like Alex Smith. We wanted to get rid of this guy. No one would really come in, so we got him off to Cheltenham, who are paying £725 a week of his wage bill, which is nice. Elsewhere, we loaned out a few players as well, like Neil Taylor, Simon Foreman. Both of them went to Dover to try and get first team football. Foreman actually came for our youth system. And John Bedford as well went to Whitehawk on loan, again to try and get some first team football. This guy came for our youth system, and I felt now at 17, sort of 18, it's a good age for him to go out and try and get first team football and try and get some first team experience. Not having the best of time out at Whitehawk, but we'll see how he does for the rest of the season there. Because this guy actually, John Bedford, is probably one of the best youth players who have come for our team since the start of the save. 3-star potential, League 1 potential. Overall, I want to see how he does, and I think he could be a decent backup keeper for us for the next few years. Anyway, whatever happens. And that was it really. Load of loans, loads of releases. We weren't able to really sell anyone because really our squad's quite small with all them players being released. It's more about replacing than actually, selling and strengthening. It's just trying to fill the squad back in again, but this time with players more capable for the level. So to the ends, you already know about Westlake and also know about Jackson. First guy we signed past what you guys knew was Linganzi, I believe it is, 26 years of age, plays for the Congo. Defensive midfielder, which we don't play, but he's a good centre mid as well, which is what he's been doing. He's been playing decently well for us, as you see, a 6.84 average match rating, which is alright. But this guy, decent stats, around the board, good defensive stats, alright, sort of passing and going forward stats, technique, first touch, things like that. So overall, pretty decent guy for the level as well. So Nganzi there. Next guy we brought in on loan for a very short spell was Moyo. We actually brought this guy in just to sort of replace a player who was injured. I don't remember who it was currently, but we had a few injuries in the team, so Moyo came in for a few months in pre-season and just to start the season, just to cover the injuries we had in the team, just to sort of make sure we weren't playing youth players. And so he's already gone out. I think it was like a 2 or 3 months loan just to cover an injury that we had in the team. So Moyo played well when we was here as well. Actually, I flicked it off too quick. As you see, 6.9 average match rating, 7 appearances, 1 assist. Overall, not bad. So yeah, that was Moyo. pretty good player while we had him. Next guy, Barney Williams, brought this guy in. Not a great player. I really don't know what I was doing bringing this guy in, because he is out on loan already at Maidenhead to see how he'll do there, because he's not good enough for this level. But he's only made one appearance so far for Maidenhead, which is not really what I wanted. But we'll see how this guy goes. But the big signing, this guy has been a god so far this season. Mikel Orbegozo, I believe it's pronounced. The Spaniard, 26 years of age, has been tearing this division apart. If we go on the history right here, we see 16 goals and 10 assists. So 26 goals created for the team in just 19 league appearances. And this is coming from a guy that didn't even have a squad for the 2014-2015 season. So for him to step back into football after a year out and to do this to a pretty decent level as well, League 2 isn't a bad level of football really. You know, look at the stats he has, it's still decent stats. He is mind-blowingly good. Really fortunate to have found this guy as well, thanks to my scouts for pointing him out. As you see as well, if I go on contract, as we can see, I'm currently offering him a relegation release clause of 0. This is quite a risky thing, but it's a thing I do for most of my saves. By offering this little clause here, the relegation release clause, what it means is typically they'll accept a lower wage. Sometimes as well, they'll accept a much lower wage than what they normally would do. And I had to do it for this guy because I couldn't actually afford it to pay the wage he wanted. As you see, I had to offer a lot of clauses, as well as a lot of like minimum fee releases and non-promotion release clause, but also that relegation release clause is so key because it affects the wage budget, affects the wage they demand, quite a bit. So Orbegozo there, fantastic signing, best signing of the season, I'd probably say. I'm going to say that right now, probably best signing in the league, how well he's been playing. Next guy, Dorikwa, I believe, 24 years of age, a backup utility player, pretty much plays everywhere. As you see, 19 appearances, 11 starts. He is that sort of backup guy, always on the bench, always in and around the team, because he can play right attacking mid, left attacking mid, centre mid. He can play right back. You know, he can play everywhere that I play. You know, all at the back, centre mids, all the centre attacking mids, and up front. This guy is the ideal utility person. Shame his stats aren't really great, but overall not a bad player. Jason Talbot is here, backup left back for the season. Or 2, depends how long I actually plan to keep this guy, I don't know. But I looks of it, if we get promoted, I'll probably try and sell this guy, shift him out. But overall, not a bad left back, you know, decent for the level, I guess. But yeah, there he is. Next guy, Andres Caro, backup centre back. He is our 3rd choice centre back for the season. And one of the main reasons I signed him is because of his potential. It's pretty good. But as you see, he's not really performed too well when I've played him. But overall, not bad, you know, not the worst player in the world. And he rarely features, so there's Caro, not a bad player. And the last guy we got was Liam Rydhaig. I called it Rydhaig, but it is an L, but I'm going to call him Haig anyway. Liam Rydhaig, 24 years of age, left back. This guy is a decent left back as well, 24. So just approaching the end of his development stage, almost hitting his prime. He's played really well, taking a step down from League 1. Really good as well. And he's probably beyond the level of this, you know, as you can see by the report there. So, yeah, pretty good player, Rydhaig, but I still prefer Orbegozo as my favourite signing. So let's go into the, actually I haven't showed you my staff. Let's talk about the staff changes that have happened. As you can see, I made a change to the assistant manager. We brought in Mark McCulloch as our new assistant manager, if he wants to load up. There we go. As you can see, not bad, not great either. I'll probably look to bring in a new one when I can find a good one. That's where we brought in John Munn as a scout. What I would do is I'll look at the coaches separately as well. We brought him in as a scout, not a bad scout, and has a decent knowledge of the rest of the UK. We also brought in a new head of youth development, Danny Bulman, who is, again, not bad. Pretty good stats elsewhere, like motivation, level of discipline, determination, all pretty good. Who did he used to play for? Crawley, I didn't even know that. But yeah, not a bad head of youth development, actually pretty decent, probably for the level. I never really know what to look for in head of youth developments though. And the last guy I'll quickly point out here before we go to the coaching stars is Emil Heskey. I managed to get him as an under 18s coach, which is great news for the team. Emil Heskey teaching the kids how to score. Or how to miss, really. But these are the coaching stars currently. As you see, everywhere is 3-star apart from the goalkeeping section. But that's all I can really do with the amount of coaches I can currently get. So overall, I'm pretty happy with that. You know, decent coaching stats. But anyway, to the fixtures. And let's have a look at how we actually did. So, pre-season doesn't make a difference. So the first league game, we actually beat Coventry 3-0. Mikel Orbegozo scoring the first goal for the club in its Football League career in the 8th minute, and then Levitt and Celino both chipping in as well, giving us a 3-0 scoreline. Great result. But then you can see we went on a bad run of form. We lost to Peterborough, which was expected, 2-1 in the Capital One Cup. But then we lost to Barnet, which wasn't really expected. You know, newly promoted boys, were meant to be a tight game. I didn't expect to lose that match. We lost 4-2 to Port Vale as well. Orbegozo getting a double couldn't prevent the defeat there. And also, we drew to Walsall and Morecambe as well, including, well, I'll just talk about that in a second. Also a draw to Morecambe. So not the best start to the league season, and that sort of worried me a little. I thought maybe we are just going to scrap for relegation this season. I said to the board I'd get around mid-table, so that wasn't great. But bounced back a little. First of all, we started off with a 5-3 victory on penalties over Crawley in the Johnston Paints Trophy. This was great. Crawley, the league above, so to get a result there was very, very good. But then, as you can see, we started our league form properly this time. We smashed Kidderminster 2-1. Torquay smashed him 3-0. Orbegozo got a double against Oxford. 4 different goal scorers against Luton there. We beat Daggers in the Johnston Paints Trophy South second round 2-0. Elsewhere, 3-2 victory over Accrington, tight defeat, a 93rd minute winner there, and we beat Gillingham 4-3, an 82nd minute winner there by Mambo. So our centre backs popping up, creating 2 wins, as well as a 3-2 victory over Northampton. Again, another late goal, Daikwa in the 88th minute, and a double from Orbegozo, helping us win 3-2, smashing Stevenage 3-0 as well. We did then have a little bit of a blip, losing to Hartlepool 4-1, which really is quite an embarrassing result. Especially when you consider what Hartlepool are in the league now. You know, they're battling with us, second place. It's quite a costly defeat, and we just didn't really perform, didn't play well at all, which was majorly disappointing. But we turned around and we bounced back, beating Blackpool, League One Blackpool, I believe they are now. Yeah, they are League One Blackpool. We beat them 4-1 with 4 different goal scorers yet again. So great result there, but sadly, that wasn't followed up as we lost to top of League One, Leyton Orient, 4-2 in the Johnston Paints Trophy quarter-final. If we'd have beaten these guys, I wouldn't have feared anyone going into the rest of the tournament. But, I mean, we had top of League One facing top of League Two, and you know, the golfing class, the golfing quality was shown. And in the end, Orient walked out 4-2 victors. So, no, I couldn't really complain there. We just weren't, you know, we can't compete with them teams yet, which is fine, which is acceptable. But following that up, more good results came. 4-0 over Chesterfield, beating Bury as well, before again a little bit of a blip to Shrewsbury and beating Wickham 3-2. Then we played FC Halifax, and I played a slightly weakened team here. As you can see, John Bedford was featured in this team, as well as Akin Fenwa getting a rare appearance, and Caro as well. And it backfired on me massively as FC Halifax actually managed to beat us on a day, and especially after coming back from 2-0 down to put it back to 2-2, I thought, yes, this is our tie. Now this is ours to win. And they scored in the 68th minute, and we're out of the FA Cup. So that was quite an embarrassing defeat, and I thought that could have a little bit of a backlash when it came to league form, you know, losing to a team that really should be beaten comfortably in the division below. And it didn't. Good for us, you know, beating Daggers 2-1. A hat-trick for Richard Levitt, helping us beat Burton 3-1. And quite recently we drew 2-2 with Fleetwood. So it's been really good in the league so far. As you see, no real bad run of form apart from the start, but you know, we turned that around very quickly, and it was sort of sparked off by a surprise victory over Crawley as well. So the league, we've just been great so far. Really, really great. We've just been hard to beat, and really just hard to outscore. You know, no one can seem to just get enough goals past us to get that winner. To go through some stats, let's talk about the average attendance. It is growing now. We have got 1,761. I don't remember what it was a few years back. We'll have a look actually. Records, average attendance. As you can see, it's growing now. It's grown actually over 500 since we got into the Football League. So that is some really great growth to the fan base. But as you see, it's kind of low on the level. But that's fine. You know, every club has its limitation. We still fill just under half of the stadium, so that's not bad. What else? What's our salary per annum? We still spend quite a bit. You know, we don't come up the divisions and find ourselves, you know, spending the least, or, you know, down the bottom end of the table. We are a big spending team, and that's sort of why we're getting this quick growth, because we actually spend quite a bit on our players. But the stats is what I wanted to show you, the player stats. As you can see, Orbegozo, second highest goal scorer in the league, the highest average rating player. Assist-wise, Michael West can't stop providing, neither can Orbegozo though. Player of the matches, Levitt and Orbegozo top with 5, as well as Oliver from Hartlepool. But it's been great. You know, we're destroying this division. Sean Wright Phillips plays for Gillingham. This guy, I think he had a great game against us, if I can remember correctly. I was surprised to even see his name there, but yeah, he's down this division, which is a little weird. But yeah, we've just been doing great, and I think it's reflected as most of our players, I think, or some of our players picked up Player of the Month. There you go, Michael West there, Mikel Orbegozo there. We didn't pick it up in August because a pretty poor month, and we didn't pick it up in November either. But picking up the awards there, which is really good to see, helps the players' confidence grow. But it's just been a really good season again. You know, we can't stop scoring thanks to all these people chipping in. Selena, who stepped into the first team this season, I said I was going to give him his go. He's paid off massively. He's playing even better than he did last year. I think just the consistent run of first team games has helped that though. And yeah, he's been scoring and assisting. Or scoring more than he's assisting, but he's still scoring a lot of goals, which is very nice to see. West, still the assist man for the team. Mambo's been pulling in great performances, stepping up pretty well. Sim Holmes stepped up pretty well, still finding it hard to break into that first team though, but when he does play, he plays alright, you know, puts in a good shift. But yeah, really just everyone's been playing well. Still worried about the goalkeeping position. As you can see, you know, we're conceding a lot of goals. That may be part of the tactic, but the keeper's not been playing well either, so still a worry position, but I can't currently afford to sort of bring anyone else in. And I can't really find anyone else out there that I'm really happy to bring in. Because really there's not much out there for me. But that is the team. Those are transfers. That's the league. I don't think there's anything else I really want to talk about. I spoke about the captaincy, how that happened. Tactically, we are still the same as you see, a 4-2-3-1. Linganzi actually playing the more attacking role as Child is playing the defensive role. Chris Childs is playing alright. Child, I should say, not Childs. Playing alright, decent level, you know, at the same as he was last year. So the fact that he's stepping up and still putting in the same performances is pretty nice to see. Anything happened to Levitt that I really want to talk about? I don't think so. He's capped to the under-19s for England, which is very nice, you know, to have an under-19s player in the team. There he is, currently down there. I wonder if he scored for them, actually. I don't think I've actually checked. It's quite annoying that he doesn't have that there. But under-19s, as you see, came on against Romania and Italy very recently. So his good form is getting noticed, at least at some international level, which is good to see. Elsewhere, sort of point out, actually, with a few players in the team. Currently, Akinfenwa not playing a lot of games, and he will be on the way out at the end of the season. Viviana as well, struggling. I tried selling him, but I couldn't, so he'll probably leave on a free transfer at the end of the season as well, unless I can sell him in January. And as you can see as well, a few youngsters were sort of pushing through the ranks, just, you know, on the bench and stuff. I don't mind having youth on the bench as long as I don't really have to rely on them in the first team, because having that small squad means we can spend more on key players like Orbegozo, like Reidhaeg, even though that's not his name. But yeah, this is it. I think to wrap it up, we'll look at the finances. We're doing all right. We are going to go into the negatives come the end of the season, but we're doing all right for now. So, you know, and it's nothing too worrying. I predict we're going to get promoted, and, you know, once that happens, we should find, you know, our income increase, and we should be fine. So this is going to be it for now, guys. Next time we get back will be the end of season update. Hopefully, we'll get promoted as a minimum. Win the league would be ideal. So until then, guys, peace out.